Makerspace podcast, Makerspace.
What's up, Makerspace? Welcome back to the marathon. This is a little bit more of a loose episode. So, you guys have both been on already. You want to introduce yourselves to the audience, just in case?
I'm John Yotis, Aiden for president.
I'm Vishnu Padmanabhan, Vishnu for president, Johnny Smith.
So, I'm glad you guys brought up the presidential topic already. There's a bit of an election going on in Makerspace right now, not too big, but Vishnu's actually campaigning for president next year, and John is here to represent Aiden for president. Do you guys want to present an opening argument as to why you think your candidate should win?
First off, I'd like to say I feel bad for Aiden because he has Johnny representing him. It won't be fully accurate to Aiden's beliefs, but I think I should be Makerspace president because I've done it before, this year. Aiden's just in 10th grade. He'll have another year to do it when he's a senior.
Alright, listen. I saw Vishnu's presidential video. It was pretty good. I admit it. I was on his side. And then Vishnu, probably about 30 minutes ago, showed me a poster of him as Abe Lincoln. After that, I was Team Aiden. I couldn't. It was just Vishnu. It helped me realize that Vishnu contributes nothing to this club. He didn't run the Smash Bros tournament. He didn't run, what was it? He doesn't run the podcast. What does he do?
I would just like to point out, he's not an official Makerspace member. He's not in the exclusive Google Classroom, which is for true members, such as yourself and me.
Okay.
You have a response?
Hey, I was one of the first members of this club, actually. My name is off signing in to help this club start.
He was one of the first members, also one of the first members to get kicked out, and the only member
I
to
only
get
got kicked out of the...
You were kicked out also. You were both banned for a while.
Banned from the podcast, but not the club.
I mean, true. I feel like you were sort of put on a hiatus as your presidential.
They tried to limit my free speech a lot of times to try and suppress me and not let me win, but we'll keep fighting. No more bans from the podcast if I'm president.
For a good reason.
Do you think what they're doing by banning Vishnu and yourself at times, do you think that's right, or do you think it should be completely open?
I mean, as someone who was banned, I'm a little biased, but still, I think it should be open for everyone. You know, I think Filer's leadership is almost like a dictatorship. He limits our speech. We can't say, this is why I'm Team Aiden. Right here, this is why I'm Team Aiden.
Show them the fly a little closer.
You talk about limiting free speech, and that's what I'm here to stop. Aiden's never gone on the podcast. He wouldn't know what it feels like to want to talk to the public and be banned.
Aiden's loyal to the club.
Aiden Walker is not a talker. He will not know what it's like to want to speak to the public and not be heard.
You want to hear? Aiden's likable. A lot of people despise you, Vishnu, including Filer.
Aiden's philosophy is hate everything. He's always angry.
He's such a loyal member to the club. Every event he's participating in.
I'm glad you mentioned it. I actually wanted to bring up Aiden participated every day in won 3 Lego Month events. Do you have a response to that?
Where's yours?
I participated every day. I may have not won, but I didn't just build Lego sets. I built a family. And that family is going to be torn apart if you vote Aiden. Don't be Aiden and voting for Aiden. See it through and vote Vishnu.
So you got a nice little slogan there. But
Aiden doesn't have that.
what if he's coming up with one right now?
Well, then I don't like people who just copy what their opponents do.
I think Aiden's humble. And he's not full of himself like you, Vishnu.
What would your response?
I think Aiden hates everyone, and if that includes himself, I can't help that.
What does that mean? He hates everyone.
He's always in a bad mood. He'll stroll in, is grumbling about something. It's not okay.
What would you say to the people who are just like, maybe Aiden's a little bit on the quieter side, maybe keeps to himself a little bit more work focused? I feel like that could be it too. Maybe he's not grumpy all the time.
Well, I'm going to be honest. We need a social person to run the club. How is somebody who doesn't talk gonna recruit new members? A lot of seniors are leaving next year, including yourself.
It's true.
Walker's not a talker.
I mean, this is the thing. Vishnu's not even going to run the podcast next year.
I'm president this year, and I don't run the podcast.
Who made you president? You know what? I changed my views. Jack's Cassiano for president.
Jack, you want to make an appearance?
I'll make an appearance.
Second cameo.
What's up, y'all? I'm back.
Jack,
Vote
do
me
you-
for president.
Jack, do you think you should be president next year?
Yeah.
Why?
Of course.
Yeah.
What are you gonna? You know what? Take my seat first.
Oh.
What are you gonna add to the club?
I had laughter. Fun. Yeah. The skibbity.
That's that's a president right
So what else we talk about?
there. Hey, it's you're running it.
If he's my opponent, I might have to drop out.
What do we got working over here?
Yo, rip that. Say, Jack's for president.
Jack's for president.
Jax, if you had to choose, who's the best candidate besides yourself? Would it be Vishnu or Aiden for president next year?
Vishnu emails me like every day telling me to vote for him.
So how could you deny that?
I'm not to go to Aiden. He's less annoying.
That's what I'm saying.
So, what do you think?
Aiden.
He's here to
I'm an
represent
Aiden
Aiden.
enthusiast.
I mean, what does it say on there?
Look at that. He thinks
Don't
he's
be
Aiden.
hating and voting for Aiden. See it through and vote Vishnu. Aiden doesn't have a cool slogan like that, does he?
Aiden doesn't need to.
He didn't put in
He's liked
this
by
much
the community.
effort.
I feel like I should be the candidate too.
Alright guys, you've heard all the arguments. Who should be president next year?
Hands off.
Let us know. Make sure to vote in Makerspace. Makerspace podcast, Makerspace.